Hello, everybody. Daniel Feuerstein here for Beyond the 90 as I recap day 2 of the second round of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Oh, my goodness. Oh, folks, let me tell you. If you watch these U.S. Open Cup games, you have to make sure you talk to your cardiologist. You make sure you have tons of food, tons of drink, and tons of just don't think this is going to be a walk in the park because anything and everything happens on these Open Cup nights across America. And let me tell you, what I saw tonight, oh my God. I am just in shock, in awe, and I'm still trying to catch my breath with some of these results tonight by some of these crazy games, some of these crazy decisions, just amazing things that we were watching in this one. Now, granted, there's been some quiet games, obviously, without for sure, there's definitely those monotone, nice and easy. One, two, three, it's all over. Don't worry about it anymore. Just let it ride and then just take it easy. But we had some really wild and wacky matches that went into penalty kick shootouts, and one or two, I believe, that ended in extra time. So we're going to review those games right now. First things first, Loudoun United, they took on Virginia Dream FC, Loudoun United from USL Championship, and Virginia Dream FC from the NPSL. Now, um, it looked like it was going to be a fairly easy matchup for Loudoun United at first. Of course, once again, Riley Bidios, he gets the opening goal in the 42nd minute, and then they go with the lead at halftime for Loudoun United. But then all of a sudden, here comes Virginia Dream with the equalizer, and we have ourselves a match. And it looked like at the time, I hope I can pronounce his name correctly here in my notes. I'm going to try and do my best. Once again, some of these names, I try not to butcher them. I try to be. I hope I pronounce it correctly for them, for the player, and for all of you. King Bolahan Akinkoye, who made it 1-1 with the equalizer. And unfortunately, though, in the second half, for Virginia Dream, it was Ben Mines, the former New York Red Bull player. He converted the go-ahead goal to make it 2-1 in the 59th minute, and then a brace by Zach Ryan made it 3-1 in the 78th minute. Then, of course, he scores his second goal in second half stoppage time. But in between there, it was Nicholas Laculia. He scored in the 86th minute to make it 3-2 at the time, but once again, Zach Ryan's second goal in second half stoppage time just basically put an end to that one. And Loudoun United has advanced to the third round, going for the draw. Boy, Portland Hearts of Pine from USL League One taking on Hartford Athletic from USL Championship. And this one was amazing. Now, obviously, there's some parts of the match where it was kind of light and dull, but when there was action, boy, there was action. And there was no goals going into this match in regulation time from both the first and the second half. And then we get into extra time, and then nothing so much in the first half of extra time, even though there was a lot of action. But then in the second half of extra time, Portland goes down a man, and that was by Azid Liadi, who got double yellowed. Basically, the second yellow, I mean, he was arguing, he got called for a foul, and he got booked for it to give it in the second half of extra time. And then all of a sudden, later on in the second half of extra time, he got baited into a foul, and he really got baited into a foul. I mean, I can't believe how badly he baited himself into that foul, got his second yellow card in the match. Red comes up. Portland Hearts of Pine are playing 10 men the rest of the way. And then all of a sudden, Hartford comes out of nowhere. And in the 107th minute, it was Jordan Scarlett, the former New York Red Bull Academy player, who buried the chance off the corner, and it was 1-0 for Hartford Athletic. Now you're thinking this is all over. Nothing's going to happen. This match is done and dusted. It's all over. But then all of a sudden, in the 117th minute, here comes Portland, and all of a sudden, the club from Maine, down a man, gets a friendly bounce, and it goes into the net. That goal scored by Jacob Keegan in the 117th minute, and we are leveled at one, and we're going into the penalty kick shootout. Portland makes all their penalties. Hartford makes their first two penalties, but then the next two was a save and then shot over the crossbar. So 1-1, it was actually scoreless through regulation. 1-1 after extra time, 4-2 on penalties, won by Portland, Maine, Hearts of Pine. Now, of course, I say Portland, Maine because, once again, you have Portland, Oregon, and Portland, Maine. So I try to do that little distinction for you out there just to make sure it's a separation. So Portland, Hearts of Pine from Portland, Maine advances to the third round. In their very first Open Cup tournament, for the first time themselves, going through two rounds and now playing in the third round. Can't wait to see what's going to happen there. Westchester SC, of course, Westchester County, New York, taking on the New York Pan-Cyprian Freedoms coming out of Astoria, Queens. So one of the boroughs taking on the first county north of New York City in an Open Cup matchup in 2025. Westchester SC dominating this one in the first half, scoring 3 goals in this one without a doubt. Once again, that man, Juan Obregon, got it started early in the third minute, just slotting it home on a nice breakaway, 1-0. 22nd minute, sadly for the Pan-Cyprian Freedoms, it was an own goal converted by Jack Sluis. And unfortunately for the Freedoms, they put the ball in the back of their own net. That made it 2-0. And then 3-0, Daniel Bauman in the 34th minute, and they held that lead at halftime, even though the Pan-Cyprian Freedoms did pull 2 goals back. One was in around the 60th minute, and then the second one in second half stoppage time, but unfortunately just not enough to get that third goal to force extra time. And the two-time Open Cup champions in the New York Pan-Cyprian Freedoms, they fall to Westchester SC by a final of 3-2 over in Pelham, New York, in Westchester County. And how about this, folks? How about this? As I like to call it, the Chattanooga Choo Choo Derby. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Chattanooga FC hosting Chattanooga Red Wolves. Chattanooga FC from MLS Next Pro taking on Chattanooga Red Wolves of USL League One. Amazing match. It got off early, often, crazy, wacky, nutty, fireworks from the first minute all the way through into the penalty kick shootout. Early goals, of course, in the in the 7th minute, I should say, Omar Hernandez of Chattanooga Red Wolves gets the opening goal. But in the 19th minute, it was Daniel Margarov who equalized for Chattanooga FC, and it was 1-1 throughout the match through regulation and into extra time. Tons of fouls, tons of yellow cards. Amazingly, no one sent off in this one. Just amazing what we saw in this one. And it went all the way into the penalty kick shootout. And unfortunately for Chattanooga FC, on their very first kick, Daniel Magarov was denied as he was the first spot kick taker in the penalty kick shootout. And then Chattanooga FC converts the rest of their penalties, but it was the Red Wolves that converted all 5 penalties to win it in the penalty kick shootout 5-4. 1-1 through regulation and extra time, and then 5-4 in the penalty kick shootout. So Chattanooga is burgundy red in Tennessee. Amazing things, amazing stuff, and we'll get to more of that later on as I keep talking about these matches. Not so much really a snoozer, but Greenville Triumph taking on 1 Knoxville SC. as they hosted the match, Greenville. This is both clubs representing USL League One, so no real cup set here. But the Triumph fall to one Knoxville by a final of 1-3. Um, just big moments here. Um, Goals from Stavros Zaro Kostas. He scored in the 15th minute, and Mark Doyle in the 23rd minute to make it 2-0 for one Knoxville. And then just basically, you know, went towards victory, even though Ropapa Mensa did pull one back to make it 2-1 in the 55th minute. Still wasn't enough. Knoxville gets their third goal in second half stoppage time by Babacar uh, Dieni to make it 3-1. And unfortunately, for Knoxville, Sievert Hogley got double yellowed and then red card. The second yellow came in the 90th minute, got sent off. So he will be suspended for the third round. And unfortunately for him, I should say, he will not be participating in the third round matchup, depending on who they'll get in the draw. We'll find out, of course, tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern. We'll tell you more about that later on. FC Naples of USL League One taking on Little Rock Rangers of USL League Two. No cup set here. Naples just taking care of business, putting Little Rock Rangers to the woodshed. It was a 3-0 victory. Just a simple match for the Western Florida side. Jaden Onan in the opening minute made it 1-0. Then Breck Evans in the 14th minute made it 2-0. Finally, Andres Ferrin in the 77th minute in the second half. That made it 3-0, and FC Naples advances to the the third round of the Open Cup in their first time in the Open Cup. And congratulations to them. Forward Madison hosting FC Tulsa. Forward Madison from USL League One and FC Tulsa from USL Championship. Sadly for the Wisconsin club, Madison falls to FC Tulsa by a final of 1-3. Easy road win for FC Tulsa. They just basically took Madison to the woodshed in their own backyard. 3 goals. They got the first 3 goals of the match. Owen Dam in the 21st minute made it 1-0. And then Khalil El Medkarn 10 minutes later, 31st minute, made it 2-0. And then Taylor Calhera in the 51st minute made it 3-0. Even though Nazim Bartman pulled one back for Madison in the 68th minute, still wasn't enough for Forward Madison. They fall once again to FC Tulsa, and Tulsa advances to the third round. Old Men Menace, sadly, end their time in the Open Cup once again, the second round, once again against Union Omaha. They fall at home by a final of 1-2. The Nebraska club, of course, coming in big, scoring 2 big goals in the first half. 18th minute goal scored by Dion Akoff. And then it was Josu Gomez that made it 2-0 in the 34th minute. Then, second half, craziness, nuttiness, just don't understand what the hell was going on here. First things first, Brendan Knapp got double yellowed in this one. The second yellow card came in the 54th, in the 54th minute, and then got sent off in the 54th minute with that second yellow. Benny Feilhaber took the penalty as Sasha Kleiston was already subbed out of the match. Feilhaber converted the penalty in the 55th minute, and that made it 2-1 for Union Omaha. And then all of a sudden, Sasha Kleiston, who is yapping on the bench for Des Moines, says something to the referee, and then he gets sent off. Now, Des Moines does not go down to 10 men. Only Union Omaha does. So Brendan Knapp will miss the third round matchup depending on who they get drawn with. And, it's crazy. And unfortunately for some of those guys, Bradley Wright Phillips, who also played in this one, MLS season pass analyst, left the match early with an injury. I hope he's okay and he'll be able to be on set this upcoming weekend for MLS season pass. Bradley Wright Phillips, great guy. Him and his brother Sean Wright Phillips, of course, former England international. Great guy. Have a nice relationship with Sean Wright Phillips, and You never ever can say that you have a great relationship with a former Premier League player like Sean Wright Phillips is. So just amazing guy, great guy, and hope to catch him again somewhere down the road. Hopefully, I hopefully Sean, you get my number or get my contact information, and we'll talk soon. But unfortunately for Des Moines Menace, their cup run ends once again in the second round, falling to the Union Omaha by a goal to two. And then the two late nighters. First, Ventura County FC hosting El Paso Locomotive. I want to say El Paso Patriots. That was the old PDL team, unfortunately, not around anymore. But happy, of course, to see El Paso having a club again in American soccer in the USL leagues, of course, the Locomotive and USL Championship. They head over to Southern California and they put the Galaxy 2 team to the woodshed, a 3-0 victory for El Paso Locomotive. It all got started in the 19th minute um, as Daniel Carter opened the scoring, and then it would be Jose Alfaro, who did get booked earlier in the match before the first goal came, and then he scores the second goal in the 30th minute, and it looked like everything was going to be fine and no problems. Wilmer Cabrera Jr., that's the son of the former head coach of the Rio Grande Valley Toros. I think he might be coaching El Paso. I could be wrong, though, but that's his son. He gets the third goal and the final nail in the coffin for El Paso. Now, Ventura County was playing with 10 men as their young player, and once again, they're all young players. It was Jason Bucknor who got double yellowed within a span of 5 minutes. 31st minute gets his first yellow card, and then in the 36th minute, he did not like a challenge that he took, thought should have been a foul, so he fouls an El Paso player and then causes an injury. Reckless challenge, very reckless, could have really injured the player. Bucknor was seen, or I should say, he was shown a second yellow and then the red card, and he was done for the match. And then they were down to 10 men. But then all of a sudden, Jose Alfaro in the 64th minute, I don't know what he did. I don't know what he said. I don't know what happened. He gets his second yellow of the match, and then he gets sent off. And so he'll be missing the third round matchup after we find out who they'll be drawn with. And boy, I gotta tell you, this is crazy. This is nutty. How in the hell do you do this? Why? You're up a man and you're up 2-0 at that time. Just crazy, stupid stuff that sometimes I just don't understand it. You have the numerical advantage. You don't have to do that type of fouling, or you don't have to say the magic word to the referee. You're winning. Don't do that. It was stupid. It was stupid and dumb. Don't do that. I don't know why. It just happened. And the final match of the night, Tacoma Defiance of MLS Next Pro, third division, the Seattle Sounders 2 team, hosting Spokane Velocity of USL League One. The battle once again for the state of Washington. Spokane Velocity get the opening goal. Now, this is the gentleman's name. Please don't make fun of it. Yes, Asian descent. This is Mr. Kang Jun Moo. Converting early in the third minute, and that made it 1-0 for Tacoma Defiance in the first half, led all the way into halftime, started the second half with the lead, but then all of a sudden, the 78th minute, Spokane Velocity pull off the equalizer. Luis Heel getting that equalizer, and then we go into extra time. And then originally, I thought it was a regular goal by Tacoma Defiance, but no, the ball hits a Spokane player, and it was an own goal in the 100th minute given to Marcelo Lage of Spokane Velocity. It's an own goal, and he helps Tacoma Defiance get the win in extra time by a final of 2-1. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Here's some other notes for you from tonight. In the Chattanooga Choo Choo Derby, over 12,000 at Finley Stadium came to watch that match. Over 3,000 watched it online on US Soccer's YouTube channel. And of course, that information coming from Simon Evans of the Associated French Press. He's based in South Florida, my colleague, Simon Evans. So, in the writing business. So I want to thank I want to thank Simon Evans for that nice little nugget and that nice little piece of information right there. El Farolito is the lone amateur side representing the National Premier Soccer League. They will earn the $50,000 prize money as the lone and remaining amateur side in the U.S. Open Cup for 2025. What they do from here on out will be amazing, and it will be a miracle. So we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen and who they'll be paired up with in the third round draw. And finally, great news, of course, if you listened to the broadcast between Ventura County FC and El Paso Locomotive, as we all know, CBS Sports will be broadcasting the 2025 Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup from the third round all the way to the final. But the third round draw will be broadcasted and streamed live on CBS Sports Golazo Network. So either go to your Paramount Plus website or app if you do have a subscription, or you can watch it live and free online at PlutoTV.com. So head on over to CBS Sports Golazo Network at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, so that you can watch the third round draw on CBS Sports Golazo Network. Fantastic stuff. And my, oh my, this is going to be fun and exciting. I mean, I'm pumped up. I'm ready for this. This is going to be tremendous. I'm just so happy about this. So excited, so happy. And this is going to be, once again, fantastic stuff as we get ready for the third round proper later this month. Once again, another Open Cup night across America is in the books, and it is once again successful. Once again, come to Beyond the 90 at beyondthe90.substack.com for our articles. Myself, Carter Krishnaiyer, Brett Mullenix, Villain and the Rooster, Alex Ashton, Jonathan Starling, and many other talented writers. And of course, don't forget, you can watch our podcasts, our video casts here at Beyond the 90 at beyondthe90.substack.com or on our YouTube page, or you can listen to the audio with our podcasting on both Apple Podcasts and Spotify. My name is Daniel Feuerstein here for Beyond the 90. This has been your U.S. Open Cup 2025 edition, second round, day 2 review. Get ready for the third round draw this Thursday, April the 3rd, streaming live on the CBS Sports Golazo Network, once again, either through Paramount Plus app and website or live and free on PlutoTV.com. Bye-bye for now, everybody.